These are the test kit instructions for the doctor's data neurotransmitter test kit. You will have gotten this test kit at AIW's office or you've had it shipped to you. First, we're going to take a look at the requisition form. This test kit is paid for through our office. That's the only way that we're set up with doctor's data. So before you get this test kit, you will have already paid for it. If you've had it shipped to you, some of this stuff will not be filled out and highlighted, but if you've gotten it in the office, it should all look pretty much the same. We are going to check bill to physician account. If you've gotten it in the mail, you might have to do that yourself. You are going to need to fill in your patient information. And then once you get around to collection, the date your collection was made, the time you woke up, the time it was collected, and your height and weight at time of collection. If you've picked it up here in the office or had it shipped to you, one of these boxes should be checked. You're either doing the NeuroBasic profile or the comprehensive neurotransmitters profile. Both are collected the same way. The comprehensive just gives you about twice as many neurotransmitters in the results. This section down here is not needed since we're billing through the physician office. There's a couple different ways we can collect for this test kit. It is all urine collection, but you can either do a first morning void or a second morning void. We do get slightly better data with the second morning void. This is the preference. However, if this is not possible for you, we can also do a first morning void, and I'll go over why that might not be possible for you. So it is going to be a frozen sample. You're going to want to put the brick in this part of the test kit in the freezer a day or two or however long before you do your test. Make sure it's nice and flat in the freezer so it fits well back in the box. These are the test kit collection instructions. So there's a few things you need to avoid at some time beforehand. 2 days before collection, there's a handful of fruits and vegetables and foods that you're going to have to avoid. And 1 day before, 24 hours before, you're going to avoid strenuous exercise, alcohol, caffeine, and nicotine. The test kit normally recommends that you avoid all unnecessary supplements and medications. Our recommendation is that you just avoid taking them right before you collect that morning. Or, if it's a second morning void, just avoid taking things that you don't have to take before you do that collection. Your physician might have other instructions for you, so just make sure that you pay attention when the physician is ordering this test kit for you. This is an amino acids analysis instructions. We don't run this with this. It is an add-on test option, but we don't run it, so you can ignore that part of the test kit. So if you did a first morning void, that's nice and easy. You just have to avoid these things. 24 hours before can be the hardest part. You wake up in the morning, collect that urine, you're done. For the second morning void, it's the same kind of things you have to avoid 24 hours before, just until your second morning urine of the day. So you're going to avoid the strenuous exercise, caffeine, nicotine, alcohol before your second morning void. For some people, this is not possible, so we can just do the first morning void. Or if it's not possible for you to avoid some of these things even 24 hours before, just let us know so that we can interpret the results differently. We might have to talk to doctor's data about how to interpret those results. So you're going to collect into this cup that we're going to give you with the test kit. It doesn't fit in the test kit, but it'll either be shipped with it or we'll give it to you here in the office. Collect your urine in here, pour it into this tube. This is all that you're going to ship. And you're going to have to freeze it first in the freezer, at least 4 to 6 hours or until frozen. The only other thing you're going to have to do with this test kit is fill out this symptoms checklist. So please fill this out front and back and include this with your test kit. And then you're going to have a prepaid label to get that shipped back to doctor's data. They do use FedEx, so please keep in mind where you're submitting this test kit. But this is a prepaid label with the bag, so you'll put everything in the box in the bag, label on the bag, submit with FedEx. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office.